Hello, everybody. Welcome back to kind of a special episode. I'm going to put it in my series of why I love this artist. It's a series that I don't do too regularly, but I wanted to put a second video out for Christmas this year. And I thought, why not talk about Christmas albums and, why I love Christmas music. Now, Christmas music, as many of you know, is a genre that I hold very, very, very near and dear to my heart. I associate some of the best times of my life with Christmas morning, with the Christmas season, all the things that entails. And just wanted to kind of give you a rundown on some of my, Christmas memories, some Christmas music that I've listened to in my 30 years here on this planet. So, um, I guess some of my earliest memories of Christmas music obviously come from my parents, and it comes from those early Christmas mornings where my sister and I, as a little kid, and then 7 years later, my second sister, my youngest sister, was born. When I would have to sleep in my sister's room. Essentially, I had to sleep on the floor of her room on Christmas Eve because my room was on the other side of the house, and the living room was where the Christmas tree was between the two rooms. And so obviously I couldn't walk into the living room Christmas morning because I wasn't allowed to see what Santa had brought us. So I had to sleep in my sister's room, and then Christmas morning, me and her, and then later on my youngest sister would walk over to my mom and dad's bedroom, which was right across the hallway from my sister's room, and we would uh, read the Christmas story, the spiritual, the religious Christian Christmas story, and the reason that we celebrate Christmas in the Christian faith. So we would, read about the birth of Christ, sit on my parents' bed, and read several books that were associated with that, kids' books, and a lot of those we still read today, even now that I'm, an adult and my sisters are adults in their 20s. Um, we just have, a great association with Christmas morning. And one of the things that would happen on Christmas morning would be while we were reading these books, my dad would kind of sneak in and out of mom and dad's room. He would put the coffee on and make sure that everything was ready for us to come and see our gifts. And oftentimes, as a kid, the album that was put on was this very CD right here. This is not the copy that my parents have. I mean, this is not their copy. This is one that I bought. But it was this particular cover and this compilation, the Sinatra Christmas album, which was originally released as the Sinatra Wishes You a Merry Christmas, I believe. Is that what it was? Is that what it was called? Um, and I mean, this has, um, I love those JINGLE bells, for Jingle Bells. This has the Christmas Waltz, which is a fantastic Sinatra tune. Mistletoe and Holly. This is the album that you know, I associate this album maybe more than any other album with my parents, with Christmas morning, and I can't say enough about the Sinatra Christmas album, the voice of Frank Sinatra during the Christmas season. I have dozens of Christmas albums, um, but this one and then the other one, I have one more that I'll show. To me, without those two albums, Christmas Morning is not exactly the same. And if I think about it too long, I'll get emotional, just because I love this album. Again, it has, the classics on there like the First Noel, Hark the Herald, Adeste Fidelis, Silent Night, but it also has, the swinging Sinatra, with his Jingle Bells, the Christmas Waltz, Mistletoe and Holly. I just think it's a perfect Christmas album. It's just, I think it's a perfect record, and I could not have Christmas without the Sinatra Christmas album. The second album that I'll show, or I guess I'll kind of move into this. So, being from Virginia, and my family is all local to where I live, within a 30-minute radius, really. We have a group that we hold near and dear to our heart called the Statler Brothers. They are from Stanton, Virginia, which is about 2 hours north, more like maybe an hour, 40 minutes north of where we live. And we have always loved the Statler Brothers. Now, the Statler Brothers, I've talked about before. They were the backing vocalists for Johnny Cash in the 60s. You can hear them on his San Quentin album, his Folsom Prison album. They had a ton of hits. They're the most decorated group in country music history. I just saw Jimmy Fortune in concert and did a review on that. He was a later member of the Statler Brothers starting in the 80s up until their retirement in 2002. But they had an album from 1978 called Christmas Card. Now, this is a cover of the Statlers on a sleigh. I don't know if you can see because of my Christmas tree here, but apparently they had rented the sleigh and were waiting for a snow to happen in Stanton. And when a snow finally did happen, they hopped on the sleigh and took this picture. But to me, I mean, this is a top 10 record for me of all time. Some great originals on here, like I Believe in Santa's Cause, I Never Spend a Christmas That I Don't Think of You, Christmas to Me, not the Stevie Wonder song, Who Do You Think, which is just, I think, the most beautiful telling of Jesus' birth. I think it's a perfect tune. Something You Can't Buy, the carols the kids used to sing. But then they also do, I'll Be Home for Christmas, Jingle Bells, White Christmas, Away in a Manger. And then at the end, they do a 7-minute medley of Silent Night, Oh Holy Night, The First Noel, and It Came Upon a Midnight Clear, with all four of the guys taking a lead on a different song there. But just some fantastic storytelling, some great harmony vocals. If you like, kind of country quartet singing, you'd love the Statler Brothers. But this just sounds like Virginia. It again is so nostalgic. My grandparents play this album a lot when we do Christmas at their house, which is usually around New Year's. That's when about everybody can get together. But I absolutely just, again, adore this album. I've had the privilege of meeting two of the original Statler Brothers from this album, Don and Harold Reed, and then obviously later member Jimmy Fortune I've also met. But Christmas Card by the Statler Brothers, to me, again, is one of those albums that when my sisters and I would walk into the living room to see what Santa had brought us, Dad would be in the kitchen. He turned on the CD player, and he was playing Statler Brothers or Frank Sinatra to start the Christmas morning routine going, and that will be happening here in 2 days as we continue that tradition. I just adore those records. I would trade a lot of records, but those two are ones that I just will never, ever, ever get tired of, because they take me back to my childhood so vividly. And I can't say enough nice things. Now, with that being said, there's obviously more Christmas music that I listen to. Again, I just did a video on Christmas compilations not too long ago, but we would always watch, my sisters and I would always watch, like the old Christmas specials, the Rankin Bass specials, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Rudolph, Frosty, all of that stuff. And we still do. I've got all the DVDs here at my apartment, and I am just, so drawn into the songs on those specials, no matter how silly they are, no matter how campy it is. I love it, and can't go a Christmas season without listening to it, without watching it. It's just ingrained in me, and it's something that I hope I never shake, because it just is something that I put right into my my heart and my memories. And obviously one of the specials that we watched was Charlie Brown. This is the Charlie Brown Christmas of Vince Guaraldi by Vince Guaraldi Trio. Everybody knows the songs on here. They're played all the time on the radio. It's the best-selling jazz album of all time, which makes total sense. Um, but you have Linus and Lucy on here. Skating, Christmas Time is here. Hark the Herald Angels Sing. I just, I think it's a gorgeous piece of music here, and one that sounds like, what Christmas feels like, I would say. To associate a album with my parents here, I'll associate this album right here with my mom. This is Rocky Mountain Christmas by John Denver. She's a huge John Denver fan. She got me into John Denver. This is just, it sounds like, you're on top of a snowy mountain. It sounds like that album cover looks there with the Rocky Mountains. But beautiful songs on here like Aspen Glow, Christmas for Cowboys. He does Coventry Carol, A Baby Just Like You, which is kind of a tribute to his son, kind of, comparison to Jesus. Like, somebody so, innocent can be, that's what Jesus was when he came into the world. But there's also the very misunderstood song, Please Daddy Don't Get Drunk This Christmas. Now that's a song that I defend. To me, it's not a novelty song like a lot of people think that it is. That is a song that, I know a lot of people that can actually relate to that song because they had, fathers or father figures or whoever that were, rough around the edges, that, alcohol was a big thing for them. And that's a song that brings back poor memories. And at its core, it really is a sad thing. Like, imagine being a child and seeing, your father stumble into the Christmas tree, as he's had too much to drink. It's, it's kind of written lightheartedly, but if you really listen to it, I think it's a sad song, kind of like the song Toyland, where it's this taking away of, childhood innocence and you never go back to it. That's kind of what Please Daddy Don't Get Drunk This Christmas is. That's what it sounds like. But again, he also does, classics like Rudolph, Silver Bells, Way in a Manger, What Child Is This, Oh Holy Night, Silent Night. So I think of my mom when I think of John Denver every single time. And one that I think of for my dad is Johnny Cash, The Christmas Spirit. This has been re-released in several different forms, but kind of a slow album, but I think it's very good. If you like Johnny Cash's storytelling, if you like his, obviously the Johnny Cash vocals, this is from 1963. Kind of some weird stuff on here too, like the last song. Well, it's a spoken word narrative called The Ballad of the Harp Weaver, which is really kind of an eerie story about, this boy whose mother is kind of, possessed by this like spirit that, he's anyway, you should listen to The Ballad of the Harp Weaver. It's very intriguing. But he also does some great stuff on here. He does a song called We Are the Shepherds, which I actually cover with my church band, which is essentially a rewriting of the song Streets of Laredo, the old country song, which Johnny Cash also covered. But he also does cool songs like Who Kept the Sheep, Christmas as I Knew It, The Christmas Spirit, some spoken word stories the way that Johnny Cash did during this time. I Heard the Bells on Christmas Day, Blue Christmas, Here Was a Man, which is pretty powerful. This is a nighttime record for me, I think. This is one that I like to listen to if I'm driving through a country road and want to kind of feel the true, spirit of what the Christmas season is. So The Christmas Spirit by Johnny Cash is a great one. Again, just a couple other CDs that I think of here. This is a great one. Ella Fitzgerald, Wishes You a Swinging Christmas. This is a really upbeat record by, the Queen of Jazz, the Queen of Soul. No, the Queen of Jazz, not Queen of Soul. This is from 1960 originally, I believe. And Ella Fitzgerald was already in her late 50s, early 60s when this was recorded. And I just feel like this is just like, again, a great um, swing, upbeat kind of record. I think it's fantastic. Again, she does a great version of What Do You Do on New Year's Eve? She does Jingle Bells, which is great. Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas is beautiful. Um, The Secret of Christmas, the medley of We Three Kings of Orient Are in Our Little Town of Bethlehem. Christmas Island, she does. This is a favorite of mine, and I recommend this one a lot. And obviously, the Beach Boys Christmas, a quick record. Brian Wilson kind of coming into his own, and obviously, Little Saint Nick is a radio staple. But I also get into newer Christmas albums that come out. I like to buy new releases. Obviously, this is not new anymore. This is from 2011. This is Michael Bublé's Christmas, and again, to me, it fits right up there with some of the best that have ever been recorded, some of the best Christmas albums that have ever come out. And I think his version of All I Want for Christmas Is You completely takes Mariah Carey's and shoves it out the window, because everybody's sick of that song, but Michael Bublé does it in a way that's fantastic. He also has a great little pop song on here called Cold December Night. It's the original tune on here. Really, really good. And I think this is fantastic. So you all probably know that one. And then one of the most recent ones that I have, and y'all can laugh, but I don't care. This is A Very Backstreet Christmas by the Backstreet Boys. This was their latest release from 2022. The first Christmas album. Again, same standards you see on a bunch. White Christmas, the Christmas song. Oh Holy Night, Silent Night. But they also do a really good version of Same Old Lang Syne. Now, again, that's one of those songs that when I listen to it, especially now with life experience behind me now, at least a little bit, that's a song that I can hardly get through anymore without tearing up. I love it. I think it's beautifully written. Obviously, Dan Fogelberg with the lyrics, but I think Same Old Lang Syne is just a absolute killer track. I mean, it can bring the tears out for sure. But they also have a couple of originals at the end called Christmas in New York, Together, and Happy Days. Happy Days is kind of just like a party song, in terms of like, it's like you're at a holiday party, not necessarily a Christmas based song, but Together is a excuse me, sorry about that, folks. Together is a great like dance kind of pop song. So if you like that kind of stuff, check out Backstreet Boys. But I could, talk about this forever. Obviously as a kid, I went Christmas caroling at my church, and going to people in the nursing homes and singing Christmas songs there. I play in a church band where we sing Christmas tunes. Often we just had our program this past Sunday. I play music out and about myself, and I'll always try to incorporate a couple of Christmas tunes if I'm ever playing in December, and was able to do that earlier this month. So Christmas music is something that, it's a lot of times it's panned because, oh, it's schmaltzy, it's corny, it's, whatever, it's childish. I don't think that at all. And again, I know Christmas holds different meanings to different people, but for me, Christmas was always a joyous time, a time that, my family could get together and still gets together and, exchanges gifts, gathers for food and singing and, all of that great stuff that you want from the holiday. And I could not bear to think of a world without my Christmas music. So that's all I'm going to say on the matter. I could, again, keep going. I could probably make myself cry talking about it. But anyway, that's the end of that video. Again, hopefully in 2025, I'll bring more of this series back, pull more artists, bands, solo artists that mean a lot to me, and I can kind of give some personal stories behind why that's the case. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. and comment on this video, like the video, all that stuff that you're supposed to do. And I will look forward to talking to you all in probably just a couple more videos before the end of the year. So I wish you all a very, very, very Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday Season. And I look forward to whatever's next in 2025 on this channel. And can't wait to show y'all what all is going on. So y'all be good, take care, and we'll talk to you in the next one. Bye now.